on the poll. You can participate on our poll that we have for you. And let us get to know where we can be able to touch, support. So we have a poll for you. We have a poll for you. And we say, what disturbs you most in Royal Q? What disturbs you most in Royal Q? So the poll is about to end. The poll is about to end. What disturbs you most in Royal Q? The poll is about to end, so participate in the poll. And let's get to know where we can be able to support better. All right. Let's get to know where we can be able to support better. And happy to have you all this morning. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I think the poll is done. And the poll is still on. Please, if you are just joining this call, let us get to know what disturbs you most in Royal Q. What disturbs you most in Royal Q? What disturbs you most in Royal Q? As you get that answered, we shall be able to know where we can support best. All right. Okay. As we get ready to get started this morning, I want to do a recap of our weekly program. And I also have good news for you that on the 30th, it will be a Sunday. We shall be having a comprehensive training closed for 3.5 hours. For 3.5 hours. And this comprehensive Zoom, this time around, it will deal with trading. And it will be handled by me and Mr. Robert. It's a combination Zoom that we are going to do on the 30th of October. It will be a Sunday. It will take 3 hours and 30 minutes. Comprehensive training, amazing topics that we are going to handle on that Zoom, me and him. And we believe it will be one of the best in the industry. And so If you have a team, I've told you earlier, the flyer and everything is going to be out very, very soon. We are going to provide free information at a high level. And we believe that this information will have the power to impact everybody. We also plan to do an network marketing event via Zoom, and we shall be discussing with different leaders on how powerful we could push this to the next level. All right. Today, before I get started to this call, maybe it's your first time to be here. Allow me recap you through what happens daily on a weekly program. Our weekly program has 6 specific days. It has 6 specific days as a team. We have a Monday where we explain the following questions. We have a Monday where we explain the following questions. We have a Monday where we explain the following questions. 1, why do we trade? What is quantitative trading? What kind of a robot is RoyoQ? Why trade in the spot market? What is floating loss? What is dollar cost averaging? What is martingale trading? What is grid trading? What is the difference between USDT, BTC, Ethereum markets? And we do an introduction to the RoyoQ dashboard. On Tuesday, we bring in different leaders. That day, we have a Giving So Much by Coach Mopiwa, a Giving So Much by leader OBM, a Giving So Much by Mr. Mubiru Spirito about team building. And that is specifically on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we talk about passive trading. Passive trading, how you can trade pairs of BTC and Ethereum, BTC, Ethereum pairs. Those include XRP stroke BTC and so many other pairs in our RoyoQ platform. And that is specifically on a Tuesday, right? On a Tuesday. That is specifically on a Tuesday. That is specifically also on a Wednesday. On Thursday, we come back here, and here we have now resorted to specific indicators. And on Thursday, we come and discuss now as a team, Eagles International, we shall strictly and potentially keep our sharing to these specific indicators: the Elton wave, the Fibonacci retracement indicator, the 200 and the 20 EMA, and the stochastic RSI. As Team Eagles International, we shall keep our Thursday Zoom on these specific indicators. We shall keep our Thursday Zoom on these specific indicators. We go in for the stochastic RSI, the Elton wave indicator, the Fibonacci retracement indicator, the 200 and the 20 EMA, that is the 200 and the 20 EMA plus the Fibonacci retracement indicator, if someone wants to pick 0.5 to 5% from the market every single day. So that is our Thursday program. And on Friday, we come up here for question and answer, where we specifically now come here to listen to you. Maybe you have a contribution. Maybe you have where you feel we should touch. Maybe we open you so much into your questions. Maybe you have an area you feel we are not doing well, and you feel like we need to help you in that area. This is where you come up on this Zoom. The fact is, you don't need even to put on your camera. You may drop it in the chat, or you may be able to ask it into the chat, and maybe we shall be able to answer you. You can even dedicate your message to some of our co-hosts onto the program today. On Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, we have a super Royal Q new user orientation that is done by the team of leader Doris Angel, where she goes a little bit into details about everything that you need to know in your Royal Q application. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, allow me usher in the main moderator and the host of today's session that goes into depth of question and answer as we back him up in the background, and that is none other than a leader who is soon becoming a V3 in this business. He's already a V2, and he is a champion of success. He is the CEO of Crypto Galaxy Academy, and they work with us in Royal Q, crypto trading. And I believe very soon he will be a V3, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me usher in, that is none other than Coach Musa. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you very much, Coach Julius. Thank you very much, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. And just a minute. All right. Thank you very much, Leah Julius, and everyone on the call. Good morning and good afternoon, and those probably in the evening hours in their respective location. Good evening. I'm Coach Musa, as introduced, and I'm going to take you through today's session. I'm sorry I missed out on a number of Friday sessions because of some other busy schedules, but I've always been following up with whatever has been transpiring in the groups, and as far as training is concerned, the daily trainings. I would like to welcome everyone on the call, the respective leaders from the different groups, and all protocol observed. Today's session, as Leader Julius made mention, it's strictly a question and answer session where we get to interact and share ideas in a bid to move our trading experience to the next level, because we believe that idea shared is something that creates a difference when it comes to any vision that a given group has with regards to success. So, the rule is simple. If you have a question with regards to what has been taught in the course of the week, you either give it to us on a chat, or you can raise up your hand. You'll be asked to unmute yourself, and then you give us the question you have for us. And then also, you know that in the throughout the week, in the different teams, I know different teams have different schedules in as far as the weekly activity and training is concerned. But as Team Eagles International, we always have a busy schedule throughout the week in regard to trainings, where on Monday, we get to talk about majorly trading, right? We get to introduce you into trading. And for that matter, therefore, we more especially concentrate on sports trading. We don't do feature trading, neither do we do option trading. So we concentrate majorly on sports trading, because at least the robot we're dealing in is particularly restricted to sports trading. So we talk more about sports trading. Then on Tuesday, we get to dive into a little bit on our understanding of the Royal Q opportunity. where you get to know that there are other avenues through which you can actually maximize your potential. Treat the Royal Q business with a lot of seriousness. So that is where you get to learn how strategic you can maximize from the Royal Q compensation plan or the marketing plan or the affiliate program, so as to really make a lot of profit, raise capital for those who have little, and yeah, move the business to the next level and change your life. So that is when we talk in details on how to market and promote the business, because it's a system that pays for us and no one else can advertise. They always say a good thing advertises itself, right? A good thing advertises. You don't have to move it. Neither does the team that developed this Royal Q boat have to move it. Because of its magic, you find that Royal Q promotes itself, but just by itself, it's able to just move. And that's why we have communities joining it each and every single day in minutes and seconds and hours. People are joining the Royal Q because people are tired. People are really tired of losing out their money. People are looking out for a system that would generally give them a safe avenue of making the money while having total control of their finances. That is what everyone else is looking out for. And that is what we find in Royal Q. So because of that, Royal Q has been paying. And the beauty is, as you share, you get paid. So that is it. So on Wednesday, we need to talk about, remember, we said that when you join crypto trading, especially with the Royal Q robot, you have the liberty to choose whether to be a solo trader or to be a passive trader, or actually go both, right? You decide on which type of trader you want to be. You either go for passive trading, especially, which is especially for the people, for the new people in the business, or somebody who has just joined and would probably want to earn while learning or while understanding the bot more. So you can go for passive trading, right? Or if you also feel like you're very committed, your busy schedule with other entities in regards to walks of life really ties you up that you may not have enough time for your robot, yeah, you can as well go for passive trading, where you just set the robot once and then it trades for you. It runs on autopilot. What you only need to do is you need to avail the trading capital, let it just be there, ensure that you have enough fuel, and then the robot will continue doing what it does best in the sports market. So that is on a passive trading. And also sometimes you can just literally want to do sports trading if you have enough capital, right? If you have the capital, you can just decide to run some part of your fund into passive trading, right? So because they're really good coins that can perform well on cycle. Yeah. Then if you want to go for solo trading, you also have the liberty to do so. And solo trading is more of going into professional tradings, because now that is where you get to have a clear and in-depth understanding of the financial markets, whether talk about crypto trading, whether talk about forex trading or stocks market. You get to know in details the financial markets. You get to understand in details the financial market, because be it you a crypto trader or a forex trader, for those who have tried trading forex, trading forex, and those who trade stock, there's an element, or there is a tool that you can never run away from, and that is the trading view. And then there's that element of technical analysis, or we call it price action, which you can never run away from. And therefore, for you to have a better understanding of the financial market with regards to trading, you will have to acquaint yourself with the trading view. So with that regard, therefore, if you decide to go into solo trading, that means you should now begin tightening up your seatbelt and know that what you're going for is strictly professional trading. And professional traders, as for that matter, therefore, they don't just trade. They don't trade out of excitement. They don't trade because of because of sentiments. They don't trade because somebody is saying a given coin is doing well. They trade cautiously. They know when to trade, and they know when to be out of the market. And that's what professional traders do. And they know how to manage the risk absolutely pretty well. They know what they want, if they want to get from the market, right? In terms of percentage take profits and so much more. So because of that, the aspect of the solo trading was introduced. And normally we have that running, right, in the course of the week, where you get to now understand more how you can use that financial tool or the financial analytical tool of the trading view to understand the market. So these are all things that are normally done in the course of the week. And so because of that, after all that jam-packed week of trainings, we allocate at least a Friday to do a recap, to do some sharing of ideas, to do some, to reflect on how the different trainings went and where we got right, where we didn't get right, so that we can put it right before we can get into the weekend, and then again dive into another weekday that is to come ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, with all that said, I think, and then lastly, I think on Saturdays is when we now get to orient the new users. Yeah, we basically give them an understanding fully of the robot functions, the different functions of the robot. And I believe for those who have been attending, leader Doris Angel does that absolutely very well. She does justice to that. So every Saturday for the new users, all the leaders on the call, I do recommend, you send a link to your respective groups, because sometimes you may not really have the time to take each of your downline or team member through the entire thing. So sometimes the way things has been made easy by the team here, by the leaders on the call, you don't have to stress yourself that much. You can do what you can do, and then the little or the much you may not do, you send the team. Or the only thing you need to do is you need to keep that, that cycle moving on. You need to keep the team tight and let them feel your presence. And whenever Zoom is there, get them on Zoom. Those who will attend, let them attend. There are those stubborn ones who may not attend, and those are the ones who frequently disturb. Well, you can help, but at a certain point, sometimes you may also hit the nail on the head and tell them everything what is regards to trading. Because now, if you miss out on Zoom, there's no way you can really learn that much, right? So, so that is why we're here today. So on a Friday like this, I take you through this session. Now, not only me, we have great leaders on the call. So just as I said, you can address your question on the chat, and the number of leaders on the call may be answering to them as well. And those I will also be handling here, right? Okay, the session is opened, and yes, the session is open, and let's get rolling. Give us a question, and let's see how we can go through that. I believe it can be on the indicators that has just been introduced, or that so far we have handled, because we have talked about a number of indicators that we can use in price action. We talked about the most recent one is the most second recent is the Elliott wave. We talked about the Fibonacci. We talked about the stochastic RSI. We talked about the relative strength index. We've talked about the moving average exponentials. We've talked about which other one is that? We have talked about, hey, it's running away. Yeah, a number of those indicators, all right? I'm running away from my head. But yeah, a number of those indicators. So you can have a question in that, or you can probably have your question with regards to the strategies on getting out of floating loss, right? Because that part has also been handled very well by Leader Julius. I believe if you still have a challenge there, you can as well ask a question on that, or probably how to establish an entry point. All right, how to establish a preset price, because that is the essence. That is the essence of being in the on the call. We are there here to learn and execute. We don't just learn and then leave it at that, because what you have learned, what you are taught, and you don't practice it, definitely goes away with the wind. Yeah. So in any of those areas, you can have your questions addressed. Okay. Let's have the session rolling. Or do we assume everything is fine? There's a part that I've liked so much that Leader Julius has introduced. Whenever you're joining, yeah, you get to check yourself. Do you know it all, or I mean, are you okay with everything, or you have some problem somewhere? So I believe people answer to some of those polling questions. Yeah, but so I am not seeing any hand, so I'm trying to assume that things are okay. Everyone is fine. Thanks, Leader OBM, for being on the call. There is Angel. Thanks for being on the call. Coach Mopiwa, thanks for being on the call. And call Abigail. Abigail, Adjo, Kojo, and all the leaders, please. Thanks for being on the call. Do we have our downlines with challenges on the call? Or we don't have any? And if we don't, would we please share the link? Let them come on board. Let them come and attend this session. It's a good one, because this is an interactive. Most of the times in the other trainings, sometimes it's more of teacher. Students getting involved less. But now here is an opportunity where teacher or teachers and students get to interact more. So please don't let your question go unanswered. Yes, iPhone 3030. You can unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Tell us your name and where you're from.
Yeah, good morning, my leader. Good morning, all the leaders in the call. Please, coach.
Yeah.
I'm having a challenge in my Royal Q Hub. Please, I want you leaders to help me to do something about it, please.
Which challenge is that, please?
Since I think for 1 week plus now, and I updated the app. So since then, I could not be able to open my Royal Q app.
Which mobile phone are you using?
Phone?
Yeah.
iPhone.
An iPhone, right? Okay. Did you try uninstalling and then reinstalling?
Yes, I've deleted the old app and I installed again, and the same old app appeared again.
And did you put some security features on your whatever, like the biometrics or the Google Authenticator? Had you connected it to your Royal Q?
No.
You only have the password, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever told your account details to anyone?
Yeah, I've sent to some of the leaders, but nothing has been done.
No, I mean before, leave alone after the event.
No.
Well, but then, okay, unfortunately, it's not opening, but then there is a provision for a feedback that you can always send to the team and you can be helped. So whenever you're you're trying to log in, what happens?
No, once I try to click the app, it will just went off. It will not open. It will not open. Once you touch the button, it will go back again.
Leaders on the call, is there anyone who has ever experienced that? Or anyone with some other idea of helping out, please? Julius, Doris Angel, OBM is there. Have you ever experienced such? Leader Julius?
Hello.
Yes, Obi.
Yeah, let me get it. What's the feedback? What feedback are you getting when you try to log in?
Yeah, leader OBM, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So once I just touch the button, it will not even open. It will just go back again. So it doesn't give me anything. It doesn't open. Like if it is open, then if I'm trying to log in, maybe it will give me a message. But this one, it doesn't open at all.
Have you tried the opening on the phone?
Yes, I've tried in another phone, still yet.
Guys, you should be getting something. You should be getting a feedback. You understand? You cannot just say, okay, I'm logging in now, and I'm not getting anything. It's not going. Just like you said, okay, once you click it, it goes off.
Yes.
Okay, maybe what he can do. Maybe, do you mind sharing the screen and try to tap and we see how it behaves?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Hello, I'm so sorry, Coach Musa. I didn't
Yes,
know if I heard my name. I was in the bathroom.
It's fine. No, there is a fellow with a challenge that whenever she wants to log into his Royal Q account, whenever he taps on the app jumps and goes back. Like it doesn't. It's not stable.
Okay, I think he first needs to restart his phone, the device he's using. He should restart it, delete the Royal Q app. Then he should use his link, the referral link given to him, to re-download the app again.
I have done all those things.
You've restarted the phone too. Wow. Did you try logging into another person's phone or another device?
Yes, I tried to log in with my wife's phone, still yet. It's like it's showing the same thing.
Wow, that's a bit weird. Okay.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now, Coach?
Not yet. You could do. Okay, let me just see. Could do now. Julius, could you make? What's your name again? I don't even. Did you even tell us your name?
You can share his screen.
Okay.
According to the settings, you can share his screen.
Okay, you can share. Please, you can share, please. We are not seeing your screen yet.
Okay.
Could it also be your phone memory that your phone is full, or you have enough memory, leader?
I have enough memory. I have enough.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, are you seeing it?
I'm not seeing your screen really. I don't know. I'm not seeing your screen. All right. Now, but do you know how to share the screen?
Yes, I know how to share.
Then you try. Unless it could be your phone with the problem.
Sorry, Leader Musa, Coach Musa.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I just want to find out from iPhone 30.
Okay.
I know the questions have been asked already, but I want to know the phones that you tried to log in the Royal Q on. Is it Android or is it still iPhone?
Yeah, it's still an iPhone.
All right. Can you try on any other Android phone, please?
Yes, my wife is using an Android phone, and I tried to log in with the Android phone, and still yet it could not open.
All right.
Okay, let's do this. Let's make life simple. Let's make life simple. It's not a big deal. I think drop your logins. This is simple task. There's nothing big. Just drop your logins.
Okay, sir. I'll drop it in the chat. Thank
All
you.
right. Just drop your logins. No big deal. So that we go to other questions.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You can later go and change your email. Please, those that are chatting in me directly, please drop your questions to the main chat. All right. Please drop your questions to the main chat. Just drop your details here. You will change your password, right? So that we go to other questions.
All right, I'll drop it now.
Yeah, I think Glory, I just seen this question. Hey, that is Glory. Is it Glory? Glory is trying to ask the question that whenever she measures the take profit length in one coin, it gives a different percentage, and in the other one, the same length gives a different percentage. Of course, now this is the bit you need to understand. Whenever you're trying to measure the take profit, you're using the price range to measure the take profit percentage. Different coins will give the length at which the length you're going to measure, right? For different coins will give you differently. Will give you the take profit percentage differently. Maybe I could do. Let me just try to demonstrate this. Let me just share my screen. Yeah, let me just try to do that. Let me just try to. Yeah, so this is what Gloria, I think, is saying. That whenever there's a, like, for example, she is using 3% as an example, that if the same 3%, the same 3 centimeter, when she measures it on one coin, it gives a different percentage, a different take profit percentage on the price range. And whenever she uses the same 3 centimeter length and she measures on a different coin, it gives a different what? It gives a different percentage. That is very true. Honestly, very true. Like, for example, different coins will measure differently. It is not the length that matters, but it is the take profit percentage you want when you're measuring using the price range. I'm going to give a simple example here, and it will also depend on the time frame you've selected or you're measuring from. All right. Like, for example, if I have this is a 4 hours time frame, and I'm going to measure my 2% from this very line, the black line, this line. See this line? I want to measure 2%. If I pick my price range and I begin measuring from that line, my 2% will be there, right? It's a very short length, right? It's around here. This is my 2%. Now this is short. Now, if I use the same coin, for example, and I pick another time frame, let's say 1 hour, and I try to measure 2%, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. 2%. 2%. Same point. But now let's pick another coin. This is 2%. The length is very short. Let's pick CRV. Let's pick CRV and we try to measure the length using a price range. Let's measure the percentage. Let's say from this line. From this line. Let's measure from the open. From the open of this green candle. Okay, let's use this other one, this long one, the one which has already fully formed. See, from here, you see that this long green candle in CRV is even still not 2%. Right? Is even still not 2%. So you're going to get different, the length you're going to measure for the different coins will be different, right? In terms of a particular take profit percentage. Like if I was to measure 2%, then my 2% will probably have to be up to around there. Now this length is, if you're to measure it in terms of centimeter, this one here is longer compared to the length for CRV. I mean for MDX. There's MDX. There's MDX. You see, for MDX is shorter. So this happens because different coins have different values, and the way they behave in the markets are also different. So I don't know whether I've answered you correctly. Maybe some other leader may supplement as well. Yeah. So I think, Gloria, was that helpful? You don't expect
Coach Musa.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what you have already said and say sometimes also it has to do with volume in the market.
Oh, yes.
The volume of that particular coin in the market. It helps you to determine the percentage also, whether it's going to be longer in terms of centimeters or it's going to be shorter. That mostly, I think it has to do with the volume. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, Rashid?
Please,
Rashid?
people are sending me questions. Leader Musa, people are sending me questions in my chat. Please, I beg you, please put the questions in the open chat. Please don't bring them in my chat. All right? Please, please, please. Make the questions into the main chat. I beg. Thank you so much. People inboxing me directly. Tap the questions to the main chat, not to me, please.
Okay.
Hello, Coach.
Rashid, yes?
Yeah. We nowadays our prospects, they don't like to work. When you try to make them come to Zoom, he has a problem, and I've taken it upon myself to ask that problem. He has given his phone to somebody who has shared little money into margin, some in margin, some in sports. And I asked him to, he said unless he's with me before he can present the case, and I said it should snap it. So can I share the way it is? I have the screenshot. Can I share the way it is so as to get advice as to solve his problem? Because he's the only one very active, and yet he's not willing to be on Zoom always. So I've taken it upon myself to share the problem and see how.
Now, maybe just a quick one before you can share. What I have to tell you is this. Now, I don't know about other groups, but honestly, when we are doing this business, right? When we're doing this business, we need to really let these people understand that this is a personal business. This is like somebody showing you an opportunity that, you know what, there is a good house here. You can rent, and once you establish a shop here, it may really, you may make some money. Now, whatever strategy you're going to use to invite customers, right, into your shop to buy from you and you make the money, it will arise from your own interest of designing that strategy of inviting customers to make the money. Now, you cannot, listen, you can guide, you can help, but you cannot spoon feed.
Maybe
And spoon feeding is
maybe he's timid, I don't know. He wants to be by my side before he will present. And his distance is far. He is timid. I said he should join the Zoom, and he said he cannot do it. He wants to be by my side so that we do it together and present the case. That's the only thing I see. Maybe timid.
Are you within the same location?
No,
like
not the same location. Some miles, like 2 miles or 3 miles.
And then it is okay. It's okay. Some people prefer, practicality and one-on-one. Probably you can't blame him. Maybe he's not so he sees that maybe on Zoom he may not understand it very well. So it is fine. The only thing you can do is you could share what the question is all about, so that if the time comes, you're able to help him out.
Okay.
I don't know whether he or she.
Okay, let me share. Okay.
You can share and we see what the question was about.
This is the overview. His money is, it started with 150. You are not seeing my screen? Okay. Let me.
Yes, Francis, what's your question, please? Maybe as Rashid is sharing his screen, you could ask your question, please. Ekechi? Ekechi, please. That's your question. Ekechi, I'm seeing your hand is up and you're not speaking. I don't know. Please be sharing your screen, Rashid. I'm waiting for the screen. I can't see it.
Morning. Oh.
Yes, good morning, Ekechi. Yeah? Your network is very bad. I can't even hear you. So just as a guiding, just a bit of a guidance, you know what we have discussed previously? You guys understand that very well. So for all the new people, if you have any challenge with regard to the areas I made mention earlier on, that is where the question may come from. Unless otherwise, there is another area you are trying to look at, which is far away from what we have been talking about or what we discussed in the course of the week, or what Leader Julius has been discussing in the course of the week, the team. So the areas are, I mentioned them. One of them being on end of the trading type, solo trading or passive trading, the settings of the robot, how to get out of floating loss, or generally anything regarding the use of the trading view. Those are the areas we are trying to focus on for now. Yes.
Sorry, Coach Musa, can you please check the chat box?
All right. From Gideon?
Okay. Just a minute, Coach Musa.
Okay, please.
There is this first complaint that someone raised here about his phone. He has different coordinates. You see now, because according to what I was provided to the back office, I just want to create a clarity so that maybe he clears it with Leader OBM, and that, so I don't know. Because he sent me an email of support and we sent, but according to what I see here, this was what I sent to the support of Royal Q. And if you look at this has an email, all right? But also the nickname is different from what he's sending now. So it is a very big challenge. So he needs to fast us, because it seems, according to when I tried to log in, you cannot send a code to his email. I don't know whether he changed the email and he doesn't remember, right? So if you change an email and you're providing also a wrong nickname, you'll not be able to access your account. So what he needs to do is to provide the real nickname, again to Leader OBM. Then he needs to write to the support of Royal Q via his email. That's all he needs to do.
So the challenge is he changed the username, right?
Yes, because you see,
Wow.
yeah, he changed his email, so you cannot send a code to his email. So to retrieve this, he needs to write himself. Yes, we can send to support. V5s can send to support, but he needs to write himself to the email of RoyalQ. He's not the first one. Several, I can show several thousands of people, several have been helped and their accounts are back. So what he needs to do, he needs to write to the support of RoyalQ himself, plus providing the real nickname, because the one he's providing now to the one he provided before are two are different. And I think it will go through. It just needs to be patient. Then the other issue may be, if you send such requests, understand they will take time, right? They will not be one day thing. It's not a one day. It will take you close to 2 weeks to get this retrieved. There's no, as long as you play with, maybe you try to change your password, you forget your password, you try to change your email, you forget your email. Any of those cases, they will take you minimum 2 weeks to get this resolved. So people have these challenges, understand that it will always take you more longer. What I would advise is, when people join your business, they need to make sure that they save their questions, right? They save their questions. Don't just change your email from a blue, like you feel like you go to your app, right? Maybe once in a while, feel like maybe you are insecure, because RoyalQ has provided a lot of security. Maybe some people reach a time and they feel like my account is not secure enough, and maybe you feel like maybe you want to change any of these security settings here. You want to modify your email. Any of these things, once you do them, right, you need to make sure that you have a pen and you remember everything. But if not, what you need to do, if you have forgot everything, it doesn't matter the case, whether he cannot log in or access his account, let him write to the email address of RoyalQ, right? And 3 V5s, right? And provide also the real nickname, right? The real nickname. I don't know what happens, but I've not had any challenge since I joined this business. So make sure you provide the real nickname, because what I see in the chat, what he has provided, these two are different. This is him, I believe so, because this was sent to me on Wednesday this week. This is it here. And if I come back here on the chart, you see this is different. Where is this one? Where is this one? You see now, this is different now. If you look very clearly, this is different now. This is a different username, but the same email. So you should provide the real username and the email. Then just send to 3 V5s. That's the policy. Then write yourself, you yourself, not anyone that can save you, but it's yourself, to the email address of RoyalQ. RoyalQ will respond to you personally on email. It will take some days, close to 2 weeks, but your account will get back. It takes some time. You need to be patient with it. Thank you so much. I hope I've been able to answer his query.
Yeah, thanks for the clarification. Yeah, I think basically that's what people are doing. People keep on changing their details. And okay, before really there was not much problem, but currently with the increased security layer, you can't just tamper with your robot and then you expect to get well in 1 or 2 days. Personally, I have equally not encountered any challenge ever since. So it's just about how some people like changing things. They want to adventure. But with the robots, this is something being used by over 1.6 million people around the globe. So you can't just play around with, because they may regard it that probably this is a different person tampering with your robot. So we need to be careful on how we tamper with our robots. Yeah. So I think that was helpful. I believe iPhone. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what his name is. Is it Namani Monday? I believe you've got that very well, unless you have some other thing. I'm seeing your hand is up, but basically, what you do, you get to, I don't know who your DAO upline is, but the instruction is you write yourself an email to RoyalQ Quantify. I think that's the email. RoyalQ Quantify. But Little Julius, you could drop the email on the chat if it is there. I can't remember it offhand. I mean, but it is somewhere. I've written it somewhere. Then once you send the email there, they will, of course, they will reply to you. Then you go to the feedback as well. Then you now look out for the 3v5s that Leader Julius just talked about. I believe Leader Julius is one of them. I think also Leader OBM, then any other. If you have 3, you share with them the same problem, then they will help send a feedback also to RoyalQ. Then you'll be fortunate to be helped. You'll be helped. Yeah.
Okay, Coach Musa, just a short one.
Yeah.
Yes, just to contribute to, especially to the security part, when we are taking those questions where we are trying to answer to RoyalQ about, for example, when they say, what was your the first brand of your car, what was your first school and all that. When we are answering those questions, we need to make sure that we write them down. It's not just a matter of having fun in answering those questions, because one day when we are encountering something like this, they are going to ask us the same questions that we answered, and they want us to give them the same answers that we gave them to make sure that it is really our account. That's why sometimes they will tell you that we have failed the test. Then we need to go through this process that Leader Julius is talking about. So please, when we are answering those security questions, let us remember to write them down, because after 3 months, after even 2 weeks, we may forget what did we answer to the security questions. So let's write them down. It's our bank account. This is our bank account. So we need to secure it so that when we have lost password and all that, we are able to go through the same test and pass it. Otherwise, then we'll need the references from our leaders so that we secure our account back. So please, it's not about having fun in answering those questions. Let's write them. The answers that we are giving, the questions that we are picking, and the answers we are giving, let's write them down for tomorrow's sake. Thank you so much, Coach Musa.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Coach
Yes,
Musa, please let me add to what my coach also said. So concerning that, writing the answer down, don't forget it has to be in the same format you wrote it. If you wrote the first answer all in capital letters, it must be all in capital letters, or even if it's small letters, or you started with a capital letter, it must be in that same format, or else they will tell you it's wrong. Meanwhile, you know that this was the answer. Okay, so it's good. Sometimes you take a screenshot, maybe send it to your husband or someone reliable. At the same time, writing it down. Write it down in a notebook, not just a piece of paper, because if you have children, they are just going to take it and just tear it apart. So it's good to get a diary and write all these things in. So thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome. Yeah, I think that is the best thing. You either write it on a diary, or you can even upload it on your new Google Drive. Actually, Google Drive is one of the safest way of keeping things, documents and some of those information. Just upload it on your Google Drive and it will be there very safe. When you need it, you just go and download it back and then you use it. Yeah. So just let's try to keep those anything related to password, any security features in regard to our accounts, be it Binance account or the RoyalQ account. Please try to keep them safely. We have a lot that sometimes goes in the mind. So there are times we take it lightly, but then we wish we had not taken it lightly. So let's just try to do that. And the other thing I want to still repeat, don't just go about changing things, on your Royal queue. You think about this nickname, then tomorrow you want to put another nickname, then you want to change this email, then again tomorrow another. The only thing is, if you want to increase a security layer for your account, number one, just have the Google Authenticator. That is if you want to increase the security layer for your robot. Enable the Google Authenticator, download the Google Authenticator and link it up. Two, have that email address. Much as sometimes you may be insecure with the email address, but if you have some of those, the Google Authenticator on, I mean, it's okay. It's very okay. That can increase a security layer for your account, including Binance. You can even enable the biometrics, provided your mobile device allows for the fingerprint. You can enable the biometric, right? And then you find that the security of your account has really increased, including even Royal queue. You can as well and enable the biometric. If you use the PIN, it's the very same PIN probably you may even use together. So there are just so much security features. I think you can attend, those who have challenges with their robot, please, I will encourage you attend tomorrow's session where Doris Angel will take you through the entire features of the Royal queue and how you can securely keep your robot, right? So yeah, I think that part is done. Yes, Gideon. I'm going to lower Rashid's. I saw some screen on. I don't know whose screen that was. Whose screen is this?
It is the iPhone 30, I'm sure.
Sorry?
I think it's the iPhone 30, the guy that we were trying to help.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me just, that was who? iPhone, okay.
No, I think the person is asking if we can see his screen, but you have to unmute yourself.
Please.
I think he has a problem. His money has been depleted in cross margin, isolated margin, and so on. If he doesn't unmute himself, we cannot assist.
Yes. Who is the iPhone, please? I think it is you. Could it be you or Rashid? I think it should be Rashid. Should be Rashid. Rashid, unmute yourself, please. Yes.
Yeah, I have what you people have said about the you people have tried so much. Thank you for your concern. But all I want to say that I didn't change my email. I didn't change my password or username. This is the username I've been using since I opened this app. So I didn't change anything there. But I'll do as you people said, okay?
Just try to do that properly. I don't know. We just try to do that and see what happens, huh?
No problem,
Because,
sir.
yeah, it's an
Thank you.
experience.
I appreciate, sir.
You're welcome. Yes, Rashid, please unmute yourself. I think it is your screen you're trying to share. I'm seeing, the money distributed in cross margin, and I don't understand. Yes, please. You can unmute yourself and share with us. Is that Rashid? Whose screen is on, Rashid or Gideon? Because I'm seeing both of your hands are up. Now this one here can't be helped. I don't know.
Yes. Hello,
Yeah.
Coach.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can I share my screen now? I wanted you to see the situation.
Rashid, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I was talking about my prospects, that distributed, he gave his phone to somebody and the person distributed his money, and he can only trade with the one in sports. And I don't want to worsen his case by trying to remove do what I don't know. So I'm being careful not to do anything, and I'm seeking the advice on what to do concerning bringing all the money back to sports. It started with 150, and gradually we got to 175, only for him to give the phone to somebody, and his money has been distributed and he's only having $85 to trade now. What can I do to help you?
Is that you or him? That's his account,
It's
right?
him. It's him. It's my prospect. He started not too long ago.
Is this a screenshot or it's actual account?
It's not the account. This is a screenshot.
Ah, okay. I think it is possible to it's possible to take back these different dollars, and I think it's the person was invested in BTC. Now these are now what now this is what we were talking about. People trying to adventure. People trying to adventure, but I think the only thing you can do I think this is better practical, right? You could engage him, practically and try to.
Can I get a number so that anytime it comes along,
yeah.
I can link
Coach
it
Musa.
up?
Yes, Leader Julius.
No, this is simple. This person is transferred the money from the spot wallet to these other wallets, right?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is just to go to these different wallets and retransfer the money back to the spot market. As simple as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He transferred.
Thank you so much.
There's nothing big. He transferred the money from the spot market to this one. So you just need to tap on cross margin, then transfer back to spot market. Like you had put money in funding wallet, then you need to move it back to spot wallet. As simple as that.
All right. Thank you so much, my coach. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, so yes, Gideon is asking a question. Leader Julius, you were handling the last week you were discussing about the martingale strategy. Could you answer Gideon? He's asking whether the question was like, he was asking whether please, the martingale strategy setting selection, is it the same as the wall warehouse mode selection? I think that is yeah. Now the martingale strategy works from the first call to the fourth call. Yeah, it works on the principle of the martingale strategy. But generally, the default settings of the robot has been set based on the martingale strategy. That's why you see it if you check on the multiple buy-in ratio, it is in the ratio in the multiples of 2, right? Generally, and the major interest here is to lower your average, or to bring your average price closer to the current price of the market at which the robot is buying. So it applies for both, but at the same time you can also use it for the first 4 calls, depending on the strategy you're using, whether cycle or one shot. All right. Yes, I think any other question? Gideon, you can unmute yourself if you have any question.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please, the question I was trying to ask was, sometimes on the default setting, you see that your this thing is the whole warehouse mode is always ticked. So I was trying to ask, does it mean that it's same as the martingale strategy selection, that it has been selected already? So that's what I'm trying to know. Or is it that you have to go and do a setting for it, a selection for it?
Now, what you need to know is this: for the for when your strategy mode is on the wall warehouse mode, the wall like the martingale strategy, the settings or the default settings that the robot comes with. If you're, for example, trading on one shot, and you have your settings on the wall warehouse mode, it means that it will only work for the first margin, for the first 4 calls, right? A moment it goes beyond the fourth call, let's say the fifth call onwards. Now, in that case, definitely, you can as well maintain the same default settings, the martingale strategy settings, if you have enough capital, where you'll be doubling every other time the robot is buying, so that you keep track of ensuring that the margin, the average price is not very far from the current price of the coin that the robot, where the robot is buying. That is just the essence. But a moment, but remember, for the whole warehouse mode, you're implying that once the robot is selling, you want the robot to sell the entire position, right? Not in bits like it would be if the strategy mode is on either sub-bin mode or sub-bin mode real-time settlement. For the whole warehouse, you're looking at the entire position being sold at once. You get that? So when you have your settings in that format, and then the robot makes more than 4 calls, just be rest assured that you may not change it, but rather you now have to play about with the martingale strategy. Allow for doubling of every amount the doubling of every position amount when the robot is buying. And there it will be good for someone with capital, enough capital for that matter. But if you don't have enough capital, then probably I would say you would have done a disservice to yourself, because you'll have to, if the market goes against you with a very big percentage, like goes deep, like the -20, -30, or -40, you'll have to then therefore play a lot of patience. You have to be very patient to wait for the market to bounce, because you won't benefit other than just replenish, right? And allow for the market to come back. But if you realize that the robot has already made, say, for example, 4 margin calls, and there's a likelihood that the market will still dip, you change your strategy. Change your strategy mode from the whole warehouse to a strategy mode that allows for sub sales, right? So that as it is going down, remember, it's not a smooth movement. It will always pull back. As it goes down, it pulls back. So that you benefit from those pullbacks in terms of sub sales and be profiting even when it's going down. The same will be beneficial when now the market begins coming up, because the positions that were bought from the 5th call to all the way down before the market reversed will be in position to be, it will be closed. It will be closed independently. So meaning you'll be profiting. Let's say if it had gone up to the 7th call and then the market begins reversing, the 7th call will be sold differently and you will benefit from that profit. The 6th call will be sold differently and you will benefit from the profit there. The 5th call, the same. Then before actually the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and the 1st call and the first initial position is combined and then sold at the whole warehouse take profit percentage. So it is just the martingale strategy is just a strategy that allows for minimizing the gap between the average price and the price at which the robot is buying, which is the current price. It's just to minimize the distance, the gap, right? So that you're able to get out quickly. You're able to move out of that trade in profit quickly. Yeah, other than waiting and increasing a very big gap between the average price and the current price. I don't know whether it makes sense there. It made a little sense.
So okay. It makes sense. It makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Coach Musa, can I just add there?
Okay, please. More pure.
All right. I think the other thing also, his concern was both of them, they become in default settings, but why the whole warehouse mode is always marked. So he needs to understand that the whole warehouse mode, it is the first one on the list. So whether it is marked does not mean that you cannot change it to another mode. No, you can change it to any other mode, just like the way you change the martingale strategy in terms of numbers. So don't be afraid to change the mode in the whole, in the strategy mode. But the whole warehouse mode is the first on the list. That's why it is always marked in default setting. So you can change it to any mode that you want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach Mopiwa, for that addition. Any supplement from any other leader? All right. I think that was okay. Thank you very much, Coach Mopiwa, for that supplement. Yeah, I think the part is understood. So you can change all the settings. The default settings is just the settings that the robot comes with, but you can adjust, you can manipulate it the way you want, right? Depending on how much capital you have, depending on how much you want to take from the markets, and depending on the kind of trader you want to be. The kind of trader you are and your experience in trading, you can adjust those parameters. It's not fixed, it's not static. Yeah, you can adjust them. But what you only need to do, what you only need to understand is once you find that the robot has already made more than 4 margin calls and your strategy mode is in the wall warehouse, yeah, you only need to now play about with the martingale strategy. You have to obey the martingale strategy now of dollar average costing. That is the only way you will quickly get out, because now you will not benefit from the sub sales. Or the other option you will have is just to now sit back and wait, right? You will sit back and wait. Yeah, all right. Yes, Jordan. Jordan.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Okay. My greetings to you all. I have a simple challenge, and I want you to address it for me. Just that I've a prospect about the business, and I don't know. He quickly go and register somewhere, so that I've asked him to delete that account and re-register again. But he used the same email for the first account and this new account. Is it not going to cost anything afterwards?
You mean the person registered with the same? Well, I don't know. My own experience is you cannot use the same email to register 2 accounts. That's my own experience. I don't know about the other leaders. Right? The person either has to create another account, email account. I don't know what is other leaders' experience. That is my own experience. You cannot use the same email to register more than 1 account.
No, Coach Musa, you are right. You are right there. RoyalQ knows you with your email address. So
Yes.
there's no way that the person is going to use the same email address to open a second account. No, it means they will say this account is already registered on RoyalQ. So the person needed to register with a new account with that reference code from the person who is inviting him. It's not possible, yeah. It's not going to happen. So the person should create another email address that is going to be new on RoyalQ.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but they've taken the email. The first account has been deleted, and the person used my referral link to register, and it went through. They didn't say the email has been registered already or anything. So that's my problem. I don't know if later on.
The person registered in the first place using whose link? Is it your link or somebody's link?
No, the person just registered through the app directly with no link.
Okay. Without invitation code. Okay. Now that bit is I don't know. Is there a possibility of you activating without the code, invitation code?
Hello.
Yes.
Coach Musa.
Yeah. Yes.
It is very simple. You just need to find a new email address. You don't need it to, even if you delete the application, it will not work. Just go find a new email address, as simple as that, then register again. Even if you delete, the email address will have been used before. It will not work. At first, that worked, but no longer now, due to the security layers added, doesn't work. Just go use a new email, simple.
I think you got it, Jordan. The only person, the only alternative that the person has to do is to create another email, right?
Okay. Thank you
Create
very much.
Yeah. Yes, Mama G. Mama G.
Good morning, my leaders. Good morning, all the leaders there, and thank you, Coach Musa, and the rest of Julius, and the rest of you there. My question is this: I just want to understand in the in the strategy mode, sub-bin mode, you make sub-sell, and in sub-bin mode, real-time settlement, also you make sub-sells. Which one is better? The other one, you get the sub-bin mode real-time settlement, you get the profit immediately. But the sub-bin mode itself, the sub-sell, and it helps you move the average, you move closer to your average distance. So which one is better?
Now, thank you very much, Mama G, for your question. Now, I believe as you were as you were following our discussions, that the Royal Queue has 3 strategy modes. There is the wall warehouse, right? There's the wall warehouse. Then there is the sub-bin mode. Then there's the sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Now, we already talked about this, that with the wall warehouse, okay, here, once your strategy mode is in the wall warehouse, is an instruction you've given the robot that for you, you are after the robot selling the entire position, right? Not in bits like it would happen with these other 2 strategy modes, right? Now, and of course, once that happens, your profit will be reflected. The records of the profit will be reflected on your revenue details. But then, when your strategy mode is on the sub-bin mode and sub-bin mode real-time settlement, this is what happens. The instruction you would have given the robot is that you want the robot to sell the initial entry position amount, the initial entry position, plus the first, plus the second, plus the third, and then plus the fourth position as a single entity. Yes. You want it to sell together as a single entity, right? But then you're also at the same time saying that if the position, if the call goes above the 4th position, and let's say from the 5th onwards, you are trying to instruct the robot to sell this different position independently at a profit which you would have adjusted based on how you want it to be, right? In your distributed and take profit allocation. Because you can adjust the profits for the different position, and you can decide to keep them and maintain them constantly, or you can even separate them. You keep them independent. But then the difference now comes here in the 2. This is how the 2 work. But then the difference now comes that in the sub positions, right? Whenever there's a sell, right? What is going to happen is the profit won't be reflected until the entire position is sold. Then now the profit will be reflected, right? So meaning if the robot had made, let's say 7 calls, it means from the 7th position, the profit won't be reflected. The 6th won't be reflected. The 5th won't be reflected. Then once the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st, and the initial is sold, once everything is sold, that's when now the profit will be reflected in the revenue detail, in the revenue area. But meanwhile, for the sub-bin mode real-time settlement, as the name says, real time, you are settled in real time. Whenever the robot makes an sell, as long as it is from the 5th sub position onwards, whenever the robot sells, your profit is going to be reflected in real time, there and then. You get that? That's just the only difference between the sub-bin mode and sub-bin mode real-time settlement, right?
Okay. Which means the point is moving the average closer. That's it. Does it mean that in the 2 it does the same thing? It moves the average, but the only thing that's in the submit mode, I don't see
okay. Now the one that helps in moving the average price closer is the sub-bin mode. right? This
Yes,
once
that's
a
my
buy,
question.
once
You
a buy
answered.
happens, you're going
Thank
to you're going to see okay. I hope it is answered. Okay,
Thank
once
you.
that happens, what happens with this is that one, the return rate will reduce, right? The return rate will reduce. And if there's any sell, you won't realize, but you will only be seeing the return rate reducing. And finally, once the positions are closed, then you see your profit. But then with this, with the Sabine mode real-time settlement, if the robot makes a buy, the return rate will reduce for that time, right? But once a sell happens, right? What is going to happen? You're going to see the return rate increasing again, but the beauty is you would have profited once a sell.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm grateful. It's very clear. Thank you.
Yes.
God
All right.
bless you. I'm grateful.
Yeah. So sometimes, you're welcome. So sometimes, to me, that is me. My best strategy is this, because much as I am floating, I am able to profit. And as a price analyst, a price action analyst, okay, if you have an idea, just like you're always being taught, and you know how to identify an entry position, an entry point within the market, even if a signal is sent, or you do the analysis by yourself and you identify an entry opportunity, and you are floating, even let's say you are in floating you are in a floating loss of -50, as long as you are able to identify an entry opportunity, instead of waiting for the market to move up by 50 before you can get out of the floating loss, you can trade within the floating loss and make a lot of profit, right? You can trade, you can trade and still make a lot of profits. As instead of sitting back and waiting for the market to bounce, just identify and trade a trade entry opportunity, set it up. And this is how I normally do it. Like with the MDX, at the moment I am in the, just I want to give a simple example so that we have an understanding here. At the moment, I am floating at -13.6, and my position amount is 998. Now, this is what happens. What I normally do is, so far my robot has made 12 calls, margin calls, right? It has already bought 12 times. Now, what I would always do is, for me, if I identify an entry opportunity, I already assume that from my analysis, the price is somewhere here, and I am anticipating based on my analysis that the price may come and reverse from this point. So I'm having two scenarios. The price is around here. Currently, this is where the current price is. But then there's a likelihood that the price, once it comes on this other level, it will reverse. What do I do? Hey, what's this? So what do I do in that case? I go on my on my trading view, pick my price range. I measure this distance from the current price to that point I am anticipating the market to reverse. Then the percentage I'm going to get here, if I, for example, get 2%, I am going to set it on as my, I'll come here on the trade settings. Then I'll go to the margin call configuration. I go to the 13th. My target will be the 13th call, right? My target will be on the 13th call here. 13th call. I'll come and make this adjustment on the margin call drop. If, like, for example, if I had measured 2 and I find out that the distance between the current price and where I anticipate the market to reverse from is 2%, I'll come and adjust this at 2%. Then I'll see what is my first buy-in amount. If it is 15, like it is, what I will only do is I will have to decide by myself to see how much I want to pump in or in that sub position. So, for example, if it was 5, unless I want to use $150, I will come and change this to 10. So that once the market drops to that percentage, which I anticipated, the robot is able to buy, and it will use $150 in this sub position. Then, if in my analysis at the same time, I realize I anticipated the market to move by 2%, what I will do is I'll come back here on the 13th sub position. I'll come here. You come here, sorry. You come on this distributed and take profit allocation, and I go to the 13th call. Just come here. Tap that, go to the 13th call here, adjust this, change this to 2%. Once that happens, you're going to get 2% of $150 in that sub position. Now, if you want to only make a buy at that position, right, and then you want the robot not to buy anymore, you keep it on one shot. But if you want it to maintain the cycle, once it sells, it will buy again. Now, this is how I've been this is how I've been trading, and this strategy works perfectly well. Now, you may have a different strategy that works, but this is how I trade in floating. I trade and profit while in floating loss, right? So that's just with reference to the question the person there asked. So I just wanted it to be a little clear so that, yeah, it's something. Okay. I hope that was helpful. Any addition, probably, from any leader?
Maybe they want the practical part of it. Maybe you try to go to your trading view and try to measure so that it becomes very easy for them.
Okay. All right. Let me just do this. So I'm going to give reference to the coin I'm trading, BRMDX. Let me share my screen. So now, now in this case for me, what I do, I don't look at long term when I'm using this strategy. I don't look at 4 hours. I mostly like concentrating within 1 hour and 30 minutes, and even 15 minutes, especially in a volatile coin like MDX. I do that within a very short time frame, so I'm able to profit. Now, this is what I normally do. My robot has already made 12 calls, right? Currently, it's already bought 12 times, but I'm looking at another. I'm scheming for another entry opportunity, right? Which in which case, if I was not trading MDX, I would send it as a signal for one shot. But then because I am trading it, it will be my signal, right? Which to some person not trading would be a signal for one shot, but for me, it will be an opportunity for earning profits, even when in a floating loss, right? So what I do, come here on the chart, right? So I'm just going to give an example. I'm not going to go so much in details of the analysis, but I'm just going to give a little example that assume that this is the coin, right? Currently, the market is standing at 0.1711 here, as evidenced by the dotted red line, right? You can see it. That is where the market is, right? So what I would do is, if I anticipate that, okay, I already experienced, I have already seen, I've already experienced, seen a downtrend to the 0%, to the 0% fib level. That is if I am using the auto Fibonacci. And now I also already witnessed a retracement of 50%. And now the market is going down, right? Now, two scenarios will happen here. Two things will happen here. Let me remove this line, okay. Now, in my mind, I have two scenarios that are most likely to happen. This market may either come back to the 0% fib level, and depending on the momentum in which it is coming down with, it is going to surpass this level. It is going to go below this level and continue in a downward journey, right? Or if the momentum at which it is coming down with is not that much after retracing, it may just come around here and then it will be supported. It will not go past the 0% fib level. Or if at all it will go past, it may not go by 50% or 20%. So it is most likely to now change its direction or reverse and begins going in an upward trend, right? That is, I'm talking about for those who do the analysis, you will understand what I'm talking about, but I'm just giving in reference to just an example. Now, what happens here is this. Should I anticipate that this is where this is where the market is going to reverse from after the price touching it. I already saw a downtrend. There's a pullback by 50%, and now I am seeing a possibility of it coming back to either this level and then go below it or reverse. So I will identify this as my point of entry, or what you would take it as a preset, like standing signal. This will be like your preset. You're anticipating the price will come and touch the 0% fib level and then reverse and begin moving up. So it will give you an entry opportunity for you to take profit. Now I will use this as my entry opportunity. So what I'm going to do is this. I will bring my price range, put it here where the current price is. Of course, it is fluctuating, but it is okay. Then I will drag it downwards to where my entry point is, my anticipated entry point is. Then I will take this as the figure, right? Now, what I'm only going to do here is if you're trading a coin on which is already in floating loss, you will not enter the entry price. You will not enter the first preset buy-in price. Instead, if a signal is sent, and let's say, for example, you realize that this is the price which the signal is indicating that the market may, the robot may pick up your coin from, what you only need to do is you come here, look at where the current price of the coin is. Try to measure that distance to where the price which is in the signal is. The percentage you get here is what you're going to set as your margin call drop. For the next call, depending on the number of calls previously your robot had already made. So the practicality here comes in the sense that I'm already trading this coin and I am floating, but now I'm identifying an entry opportunity. Remember, this is I'm already identifying an entry opportunity. So I want to see, and we're going to check on this and see how it is going to happen, because at least the countdown, we are already 15 minutes. We're about to count it down. So I'll come, put my price range, measure this distance, this percentage, right? Like, for example, let me just pick it up and I try to measure, put it here to where the current price is, and then I drag it down. So this is 0.94. This is as an example, ladies and gentlemen, just for you to have the picture. Because of the fluctuation, of course, you see it is moving up and down, but I'm going to take it that it is 0.94%. Ah, it is serious. It's very serious. Yeah. So, all right. Let me see what happens. Can I take it to the next time frame, just so that we have a better picture? Because now this one will not give us a better understanding on that. Let's go to the 4 hours time frame. Okay. So let's assume this is what we're seeing here. Same thing, just like we saw previously, that the market came down, right, and went and retraced or pulled back it pulled back to this area within the 61.8% and the 50% fib levels. Now it is on a downtrend again. Now there's a possibility that it will come and reverse from this, or it will come and go past the 0% fib level. If it is to continue down, that is. But if it is not to continue down, it will just come and then reverse and begin moving, making an upward journey. Now, what happens here is this. I will come, if I want to identify an opportunity to profit, I'll look for my price range, put it here, measure this distance to the point I am anticipating the market to reverse from, right? Then I'll go and put it as my margin call drop for the next call. So what I'm going to do is this. I'll come here on the pencil, pick on my price range, bring it to where the current price of the coin is. Then I bring it down to my anticipated price, which is 0.527. That is my anticipated price. So the distance between my current price to where the price I am expecting the market to reverse from is about 8.55. Now, this is what I will do. I will come back to my robot. I'll check. My robot has made how many calls so far? 13 calls. Then what do I do next? I'm going to target the 14th call because it has already made the 13th call. So I'm targeting now the 14th call. I will come on my trade settings, go to my margin configuration. I'll go to the 14th call. And then I adjust this percentage to 8.5. Now, putting at the back of your mind, remember, I already have a callback of 0.5. So that means I'm expecting the robot to buy when the market goes down by 8%. All right. Then I will now come here on the number of times. How much do I want to pump in here? Because here, I'm expecting that if the market reverses as expected, there's a possibility that I am going to see this. I'm going to take a profit from this point. If I don't want to be greedy, I'll measure this from this point upwards. And let's say I want only 2%. 2% is easily achievable, right? That is not a very big percentage. So it is easily achievable, especially in coins like MDX. Now, I will take 2%. So if I want 2%, I will say, okay, I want to use $150 in this sub position. So I will change my 5 to 10 because my first buying amount is 15. So that once the market drops, right? Once the market drops from this point where it has made a buy, drops down by 8.5%, my robot is going to buy. And should the market move up by 2%, I'll be in profit. So profit of how much? Of this much, sorry, of $150. Because in this position, sorry, let me just do this. Because I'm expecting that in this sub position, the 14th call, I expect $150 to be used here because I have 15 as my first buying amount times 10, that is 150. So I'll make 2% of my $150, right? So I set it there. So I'm done with the setting of the margin call drop. Now I'm coming to set the percentage, the take profit percentage for that sub position, the 14th call, right? So I'll come here, tap on my distributed and take profit allocation, all right? Tap on it there. And then I go to the 14th call where I made adjustments. So I will adjust this to 2. I put it to 2 and then I confirm. Then because I want strictly 2%, I don't want any callback. So meaning I don't want it to be affected in any way. So I keep my sub position take profit callback at 0. So that the movement should just be by 2% and my robot is able to sell. So I don't care whether it moves by 5%. I only want 2% unaffected. So that is that. And then you're good to go. You save. Just come here and save and wait for what will happen. Get that? Was it practical enough? You needed Julius and then the people on the call? I don't know. Was it practical?
Yes, it was, Coach Musa. It was.
Okay. So that is how. Now, another scenario. If a signal is sent on MDX, but for you, you're already floating, how do you go about that? Let me share just that as the last part, maybe for now. For this. Okay. Now that one was for someone who is probably in the market, knows what to do, right? But then there's this person who doesn't know that much on what to do, but the signal has already been sent. But this person is already floating and can't help it, you know? But just watch signals. For me, I'm not trading it because I am floating. I'm not trading it. There is an opportunity. You can trade it. How do you go about that? Let's check it out. Now, I'm going to assume that the signal has already been sent in the group by the leaders who like sending the signals. And in the signal, they're telling you, you buy MDX. Entry price or first preset buy price is let's assume, okay, the first preset buying price, let's say was given as 0.150. That is what is indicated in the signal, right? Buy MDX, enter at, or entry price is this 0.150. Take profit 3%. Let's assume that was the signal sent already, and you're already floating, maybe 20, maybe 30. What are you going to do? Quickly come to your trading view. When you come to your trading view, check out what is the current price. My signal is saying 0.150, right? 00. I'm saying it is 0.1500. I'm just assuming that this was what is in the signal. Or let's assume 0.20. Just let's take it as that. 0.1520. That's what is in the signal. Quickly come to your trading view and check, where is my current price lying currently? Where is my current price, the current market price? I will come and check, okay, it is at 0.1654. Okay, and where is the preset price in the signal? It is lying at 0.152. Okay, now, the next thing you have to do is this. You can trade it. For someone who was not trading MDX, would set this as a preset price, right? But for you who is already in floating loss, but you want to trade it, you will not set any, you won't have opportunity to set a preset price, but you will have opportunity of trading it by adjusting on your margin call drop, right? Now, the only thing you need to do is this. I'm going to assume that, I'm not just going to assume, I'm going to measure. So let's look out for where our 0.1520 is. Pick either horizontal ray or a horizontal line. There, drag it downwards as you check on your price lane. Sorry, just for simplicity, this is your price lane, right? It will be reading as you move this cursor downwards. So just drag it down as you observe what is happening here. The price is changing, right? So I'll drag it down as I check for where my 0.520 is. 0.502. Hey. Okay. Oh, there it is. Then I release, tap, right? Do we see now? Let me just change the color to a color that is visible. Get to blue, right? Let me increase the thickness, thickness to this. Are we seeing where our preset price is for people who are going to set this as their preset price? Then are we seeing where our price is for the preset for those who want to trade when in floating loss? It is 0.520. Now, next thing we're going to do is you're going to measure how far is current price to where my robot is supposed to pick, right? You're going to come here, put your price range there, measure downwards so that you are able to determine the percentage, right? So pick a price range, come to through this, put it there. Doesn't matter even if it is fluctuating, it is okay, because normally however much it is fluctuating, always it will respect where you're starting from. So bring it down to where that price is, 0.2. There, release it there. Check, check, check. What is that percentage? That means from the current price, for the robot to buy, once that price in the signal is reached, the market needed to have dropped, or it needs to drop by negative 8.41. That is for it to buy. What do? You already know this is the percentage you're going to set as your margin call drop. But then you're just not going to set it. What do you do next? You just come back to your robot. Check your coin. How many number of call margin has the bot made so far? If he has already made, like he has done on mine, 13, your target is going to be which call? Call number 14. Yeah? Come to trade settings, go to the margin configuration, come down to call 14, just the same way like we did. Adjust this to 4.1, right? Then, how much would you want to pump in, right? Some people trust signals and it normally delivers. So people would want to pump in a lot. Let's say you want to pump in, my first buying amount is 15. Why I maintain that to a lower figure and just play around with this and always play around with this? Because I don't want to exploit. I don't want to, exhaust my capital. because there are moments that if you really go wrong and you change, you hype your fast buying amount, you change it from 50, let's say, to 50. I mean, from 15 to 50. Yes, it will happen. It will give you an opportunity, but about that moment where maybe you were not paying attention or you were doing something else, on coming back, you find that whatever was remaining as a reserve has already all been put in the coin. And it will be worse when the market goes against you. So just maintain the 15. Okay, that's my own strategy. It's not an advice though, but you can as well borrow and use. If you maintain it 15, then just play around with this. It is these numbers that you can increase and it will give you. So I'll maintain the 15. If I want to use $150, I'll increase this number of times to 10. As simple as that. If I want to use $300, what will you do here? You adjust this to what? Is it to 20? So it means once the market drops as you measured to the preset price, which was in the signal, which in this case is a drop by negative 8.41, the robot is going to buy. And if it begins moving up, depending on the percentage that was set on the signal, you will have to come and adjust it. After making this adjustment, okay, and confirming, right? You confirm here. You now go and make the same adjustment to the take profit percentage for that sub position. Remember, you are now among those who are floating, but you want to benefit now. You can't just watch when people are enjoying and giving screenshots of their profits. So you come here, come to the distributed and take profit allocation specifically to that sub position you have set, and then set the profit, the take profit percentage according to the way it is on the signal. If it was 2%, adjust it to 2%. If it was 5, keep it at 5. And confirm. Save. Relax. Okay. I think that was okay. That was all. Was that okay?
Yes, Coach Musa, you talked about this scenario when the market is going to retrace coming down, right?
Yes.
But I want to talk about a scenario where, for example, you share a screen, go and look for a coin called Aave.
Okay. Okay.
Now someone is already floating on that coin and the coin is pumping. I hope you get the difference now.
Yes.
All right. Look for Aave. I believe so. Go to the 1 hour time frame. All right. Okay. Now you see the scenario is here. Someone picked a trade like this and is now floating. All right. And this coin is doing well. So maybe I drop a signal that says join at 7.6.
70?
7.6. 7.6, the current price, because that signal is okay. The signal is fine. Someone can join from that current price.
79.6, right?
Or 79.5, the current price. Someone is already floating. What can they do in such a scenario?
Now,
I hope you understand, to create clarity.
Yeah, I understand perfectly well. Now, what happens is this, when a signal has already been sent on a coin that is doing well. Now, normally, whenever we're trading, what we must not forget is the fact that trading is a continuous process. There's buying and selling. And the aspect of buying and selling brings about the fluctuation in the candle, like the increase and decrease in the size of the candle. Now, this, we are not able to see it visible enough, but if you would go to a lower time frame where the buying is happening in real time, you will see how the coin is behaving, increasing in size, reducing in size, increasing in size. That is what trading is all about, and that is what brings about volatility. Now, what happens is this. For me, how I normally, you see what has just happened? but it will again drop down. It will again drop down. Now, what happens normally is this. You need this going here. Okay, let me go to the 1 hour time frame. So this one is going to do well. Okay, somebody's already floating, right? Now, for me, what I normally do is this, and how I would recommend. You already have the current price of 79.7, right? The only thing you can do is adjust and make sure that your margin call drop, the next margin call drop, is as small as possible. What do I mean? Let me go practical, right? Come here. At least from, maybe before I go there, from the look of thing, that is for those who like using the Elliott Wave, yeah? See, to me, I have a lot of confidence because just by me looking at the chart, this was a downtrend. So the market has almost reached its peak of a downtrend exhaustion. It has exhausted its downtrend. It's downtrend, right? Because it moved from 100 to 0%. So the market has dipped by 100%. Now what happens? Two scenarios have to happen. Either the market, if this market is to continue down, if it is to continue dipping, the only option it has is to pull back, is to correct by 50%. The correction may happen either at 50% or the area between the 50 and the 61.8%, or it may even come to the 61.8% fib level. Okay, I like using the fib because it's one of the powerful tools that helps me a lot. So I like, that's why the word, the fib comes so much in my mouth. But yes, it will retrace. It has to retrace. It has to correct itself. For if it is to continue down, so it has to pull back before it can come back with momentum and break the 0% fib level and go below it. That is if it is to continue down. But also there's a likelihood that it may not, it may just come up and really doesn't retrace that much and just proceeds up, depending on the momentum of the market, depending on the power or the momentum at which it is moving from here, right? So, but if it is to continue downward, it has to retrace before it can come back and break the previous support, which is the 0% fib level. Now, in this case, what you only need to do and put at the back of your mind is if you already find a coin which is already in an uptrend and you want to trade it, you only have one option. The margin call drop should be small, should be very small, right? So that this kind of fluctuation, kind of moving up, coming down, can easily take advantage of that. And most of the time, what happens is this, unfortunately, I'm not trading happy, but what happens is this, you will measure. Sorry about that. So what you will only do is to come here on your margin call drop. Let's assume was trading this was Ave, right? I'm just going to take it with respect to the let's say the 15th call. Here it is 13th call, but I'm just going to explain it in reference to the 15th call because I already made adjustment on the 14th. So I'll come here, check on my, I'm assuming that you already, I'm already assuming it made 14th calls. Just a minute, guys. Sorry, just a minute. Baby. We just said give this kit and goes away. So money. Man, money will cheat. So yeah, so sorry about that. So so what you do is this. Normally, a pullback, if the market is already trending, there's a possibility. There's always a lot of possibility of a pullback by 0.5, 0.6, or even 1%. Right? Don't worry and don't be moved by emotion. Just take your time. What you need to do is this. You can time. Come here, measure this distance just briefly. Since it is already, you see, this is not what I want to say. But the market will always never move smoothly, unless there's an aspect of a pullback. What I'm going to do is from this point here, you can decide to measure. Now at this point, look at where the current price is. Just drop briefly down by either 0.5 or 1%. But now in this case, the market has just reversed. So there's a possibility that you just have to be a little patient. Yeah. This market will move up, but just be a little patient. Me, I would advise that you could take the trade in the next, you could even take it in the next trading session, the next candle, right? The next candle. Or if you're really so eager to enter, you can just make sure you adjust the margin call drop for the sub position you want the robot to buy and make it small. It can be 0.5, or it can be 1%. But this is a point of market reversal, so it's really not so good to enter at. Because what I know, what is going to happen here is the market is going to come up. It will come up. The next candle will build and come somewhere here. Then the other one will again try to bring it a little down. The other one will again push it up. So what you only need to do is you need to measure this distance to the current price downwards. The best is 0.5, ladies and gentlemen. Just use 0.5. 0.5 is okay. Pick 0.5. Come here. If the robot had already made, let's say, 14 call, your target will be the 16th call, the 15th call. Just come here, change that to 0.5. Then, depending on how much you want to pump in, you can change the number of times, right? Then after that, you confirm. Then now what you need to do here is you come here and adjust the, what is it? Or you can even begin by adjusting the margin call back. Where is my, okay, here. You can begin by adjusting this first. Make it lower than the percentage you want to put as the margin call drop. Let it first be lower. Like here, it is okay. It is 0.2. You can even put it 0.1. Yeah, because you're looking at a very small possible change. So that because now you are eager, you want the robot to pick up so that you profit from the uptrend, right? So just reduce it to a lower figure as 0.2 or 0.1. Then you go on that particular sub position or call and adjust. Put just 0.5, then pump in whatever amount you want to pump. Then once that is that, you confirm and save. Trust me, the market, the pullback, because of the fluctuation of the market, this market is going to pick up. It will pick up because the 0.5% movement is very, 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 very possible. Is a possibility normally. You can even reduce it to 0.4. You can, but the only thing is you must make sure that the callback is smaller for it to affect the smaller margin call drop, right? Little Julius, that's how you go about that. Just have to reduce the callback, buying callback, and then you also make sure that the margin call drop is as small as possible, because no matter how fast the trend is going in an upward direction, it can't help but there will always be a possibility of a fluctuation which will allow at least your price, that small change in the margin call drop percentage, to be picked up. Yeah, I don't know whether it is okay.
Sure. I think I just wanted to create an environment where people could get a clear picture. But I believe they have done so. So
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just a
this
matter of.
solves. I think this also solves the problem of people complaining of floating loss, yet they can
Absolutely.
continue to trade anytime they want to trade. Just maybe their challenge could be capital if someone doesn't have enough money. And you see, this also gets back to the fact that they invest all their money with excitement. Like, for example, you drop a signal of Aave, someone gets all their $1,000 and they drop it into the market. Before maybe you conclude, I want you to create clarity to the audience that the market will always retrace. Maybe you take them back to the 1 minute and the 5 minute time frame so that they can see that when you put 0.5 or 0.8 or 1%, the market will always retrace those figures. And if you invest in $15 as your first buying amount, maybe with $500, and set up your 7 margin calls, the market will always buy those calls and give you and help you get out of the market faster with even a huger profit than you putting all your $500 at once in an understanding that you want to take a huge profit at once, which later brings them into stack trades and basically into huge floating for a very long period of time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, now what people need to do, much as you always go through the trainings and on how to establish entry points and trade. What you need to do is don't forget at the back of your mind that amidst all behind the bigger picture of the time frame you're using to analyze a coin, there is a smaller time frame in which actually something is happening, right? Because normally the analysis, once you do it in a bigger time frame, you can enter, yes, in that particular time frame, but don't forget to view the other lower time frame and see how the market is performing. This, for example, the 1 hour time frame, generally, it is telling us that yes, the market looks amazing. It is showing a possibility of an uptrend, right? And the current coin you're seeing there is a bearish candle, right? The candle you're seeing there is a bearish candle. Now, this is what is being portrayed within this 1 hour time trading session, because now the red candle we are seeing here is a trading session. It is explaining, it is giving us a picture of what is happening currently within this 1 hour in the market. It is telling us that yes, there are elements of buyers and sellers in the market. There are some buying and selling happening. But for now, the sellers are taking control. They are taking the lead. There are more in the market. More people are selling than buying. You get that? So it's just a picture, something trying to give you that picture, right? Until the candle changes to green, you know that as long as it is red, there's a lot of selling happening than buying. Now, and normally when selling is happening more than buying, normally you are increasing, remember, the circulation of that particular coin in the market. What people were holding in custody or in their respective bank account or crypto account and so much, they are now taking it back to the market. And when something floods the market, what happens? The market drops. Now, sometimes this happens intentionally, or it may not even happen intentionally. If it happens intentionally, there are opportunists, of course. There are people, there are whales. There are people who are skeptical. There are people who are sharp in trading. They know what to do. They know even how to manipulate the market. They can increase in, right? They can they can sell, they can flood the market with the coin so that the market can drop further down. Now, when the market drops, this is a scenario where very many people will be eyeing for an entry opportunity. Very many people will be taking opportunity to buy. Very many people will buy because once the particular coin floods the market, it becomes too much in circulation, and definitely it can't help but the market will drop. Now, once the market drops, it presents an entry opportunity. Very many buyers will want to buy. Now, as very many buyers jump to buy, do you know what is happening? They are indirectly reducing the circulation. They are taking back what was in circulation in their respective custody. I mean, in respective banks and so on. They are hiding it out from circulation. And in so doing, they are pushing the price up. They're pushing the price up. They're pushing, the more they're buying, the more the price is moving up. And there, some people will be looking out for a take profit opportunity. Because to some people who have a lot of money, Even a movement by 0.2% is already a big profit to them. An increase by 0.3 is a good profit to them. Unlike you who has $100 and we're waiting for 2%, you're waiting for a 2% movement, yeah, to take profit. Somebody's just looking out for a 0.3% and they're out. Probably they would have made a lot of profit, especially if they pumped in a lot. Somebody is just waiting for a 0.5% movement up in the market. So that is the psychology you need to understand, especially when you. Yeah, so that's the element. So if you're analyzing the market, look at, yes, analyzing the bigger time frame, come back, check on the 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, what is happening? How about in 15 minutes? What is the market like? Oh, so you get to view a picture in all those areas. Now, once you have that in mind, it will put at the back of your mind that, hey, I need to do dollar cost averaging, or what I would call, I would need to apportion. I need to do capital management. I need to manage my risk well. I need to apportion my capital accordingly so that I can benefit from the dollar average costing element. Yeah, you have to, because it is only through the dollar average costing that you can easily benefit from the bigger picture that the market is telling you or portraying within the 1 hour. It is telling you it is going up, but within the smaller time frame, what is happening? Look at this. The candle is still red, meaning there's a likely, see, this is 15 minutes, right? This is 15 minutes. What is happening here? Sorry, this is 15 minutes. Okay, this is 15 minutes. You see, it is 15 minutes. And the market is behaving somehow. Yeah, you see, the market is behaving somehow. So putting in a margin call drop, the margin call helps you so much to benefit from any decrease. The robot is able to buy. You are increasing more on the coins you already have in stock. Any decrease, you are increasing more, so that when you begin the journey up, you have now all that amount you wanted, if it is 1,000, already in the coin. But the beauty would be your average price would be very, very closer. Just imagine you bought here some amount. When it came down, you bought. When it came down, you bought. When it came down, you bought. And then this is the point of reversal, the actual reversal, to give you a picture of what is happening in the 1 hour time frame. This one. That is now what is the picture it is giving you. Now, what happens in that case? You realize that you've pumped in now all that you wanted to pump in, right? The 1,000. But at least you would have acquired more at a cheaper cost, because with dollar average costing, you are acquiring more, double the previous amount when the price is lower. You get that? You buy at some price. When it drops by some value, you buy more, 2 times what you bought previously. Then again, when it goes down, you're buying more. So it is in the accumulation of the coin. Just imagine you have very many, 1 maize and 20 maize. Okay, 1 maize cob. How would I call it? Okay, 1 cassava and 1 cassava, each being sold at 1,000. And then when the price drops by 500 shilling, you again buy 2 more cassavas. Now you have 3 cassavas. When it again goes by 25 cents, you buy 4 cassavas. Now in total, how much cassava do you have? How many? You have in total 8 cassava, but you bought them differently in terms of prices. Now, if this price goes back to 1,000, you're having 8 cassava. Don't you see that it's already 8,000 shilling? 8,000. That is, if it is in Uganda shilling, it is 8,000. But did you buy them at the same price? No. You bought one at 1,000. You bought the other one at 500 shilling. You bought the other one at 25 cents. In total, you would have spent much. How much? 25 plus 500. That's already 525 cents plus 1,000. That is 1,525 cents. But how much would you make if you sell them when the price goes up? You are making 8,000. You're selling them at 8,000, a profit of almost 700, 600, 700, something like that. More. You make more profit. Why? Because you dollar average. You did a DC. Yeah, DC. Yes. So that is the most important thing, anyway. So I think Little Julius, the clarity was okay. So you just need to make sure you adjust. You need to you buy. Now, if you want to utilize all the 1,000, the best I would recommend is this. If you're analyzing within the 1 hour time frame, unfortunately, this is already going up. But having witnessed what happens in the lower time frame, you can decide to say, okay, I want to utilize this, all this 1,000, but I'm not going to enter at once. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my first buying amount to be what? You can decide to make it be, okay, let's say 1,000. So that when you enter the market, you're buying 1,000 at this price, right? You're buying it at this price, right? Now, when it drops down, when it drops by 0.5, you buy more. You buy 2 times what you bought previously. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I don't have power, but my phone is blacking out. I think I may end here. And there's no power in my area. And let me try to see if there's some.
All right. Okay. Could we drop in some love hearts for Coach Musa? I think we just need to come to the end of our call today. He has done some work. I hope we have been able to learn something. So could we give him some thumbs up, some love hearts? I don't want us to continue from here. I just want to wish you a blessed day. I think he has done a good work. Questions not answered, please, I believe next time better. Next time better. I just saw one person here who is trying to retrieve password. And someone with password issues. What you do, find my number and also get in touch with your direct upline. God bless you abundantly and have a blessed Friday till we meet in the evening. And tomorrow, it's a bye from my side. And thank you, everyone.